And we're going to start with number 10.
Oh yeah.
Be humble.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you, though, I'll go into this, but what does that
Sure.
mean to you?
Man, being humble, I think is just like not, just don't be like super full of yourself, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like be willing to kind of like step back and assess things for what they are. I think it's really easy, especially for people that are in like a position of success or, have done well for themselves to get quote unquote like big headed, and to think that, like maybe that you're like better than somebody for something. But that's like I don't know, to me, like a bad quote unquote like way of looking at things and just being in life where if you can be humble, if you can kind of step back and look at the bigger picture. And honestly, whenever you have some sort of success or you get anywhere, chances are somebody helps you get there. Whether it's like a big thing, a small thing, whatever it may be. And just being able to be humble enough to say, hey, I had assistance getting to this position or doing whatever I'm doing. And, I guess being like thankful for any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And I think the biggest thing with being humble to me is being someone that other people want to be around for an extended period of time, right? Because I think if, maybe if you're a celebrity, people want to be around you because you're a celebrity. But if you're not humble and you don't have a personality that people want to stay around, then it's great to be around the celebrity because like, oh my God, it's Joaquin Phoenix. But like, do I really want to hang out with him for 10 hours? You know what I mean?
Dude, that's
do I
a
want
really
him
good
in my
point.
life? So I think, no matter how much success you have, I think it's important really to stay down to earth and humble. So you're approachable. You're someone that people like. Like one of the really good examples of this is actually Keanu Reeves.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He's like a saint.
Is that who your mind was going to too?
No, but I love that example.
Yes, because he's beloved basically on the internet
For sure.
and everywhere because everyone talks about how nice he is when you meet him.
Yeah.
Like he's just super respectful, super kind, super nice. And there are a lot of celebrities like that. I don't want to shortchange anyone else.
Yeah.
But he's just the first example that comes to mind. And I think, he has had all the success in the world. He's always been super great in everything. And I think he's just a good example of staying down to earth and, feeling like a human being, and someone who doesn't come across as arrogant or unlikable ever.
Dude, down to earth is like a great phrase to kind of match with that. And to kind of expand on that, man, when using the celebrity aspect of it, if I like a celebrity for their music or movies or whatever their artistry might be, and then I find out later, whether it's myself or, most of the time like secondhand information that they're kind of a douchebag, it will make me like them way less. Like, for example, if it's a music artist and I'm like, man, that's a really great song. And then I see like an interview or an interaction that they have with somebody and they just kind of like blow them off, like, and really do give that vibe of like, oh, I'm too good for this, or like I'm better than this. I'm like, oh, well, you suck now, so I really don't care to support you anymore.
And not to throw anyone under the bus necessarily, but this is a lot of the vibe that people got from Brie Larson. So you don't follow the Marvel movies as much, but
yeah,
she plays Captain Marvel.
Okay.
So, and there was this big thing to do with her in the beginning of Captain Marvel coming out, 'cause she had made some comments that people didn't like. And that I always try to ignore going into the movie. But a lot of her interviews, she came across as her charisma, but felt very kind of arrogant. I would say that. Arrogant. And she didn't come across as very likable and like someone people wanted to go see in a movie.
Yeah.
Her movie did really well in the theaters, and that's great. But she has this air to her, I think, in some of her interviews leading up to the film that people just rub them the wrong way.
Yeah.
Me included, to be honest. I'm going to be honest about that. So I didn't love everything she did and, said. So... But it really just varies. And like I said, we don't get too political here. And I don't follow politics, but just some of the things she said, like, and just I think it was more her demeanor, not what she said, really. It was more so how she said it. And she just came across as very arrogant and self-centered, and just in her comments. And that's something that just was kind of weird. And I think, and this topic of being humble doesn't apply just to celebrities, right? It applies to everybody, right? So I think, and you've seen this probably, like maybe in your working with someone and they get a promotion and now they feel like they're too big time for you. Right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Right. So like, and if you have success, like, and people start to know your name at wherever you're working because you did something really cool. Like it feels like the person changes. I don't like that. Like I like people that I know are the same person.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll toss like a devil's advocate point of view in there real quick. Like in a work example, there are like responsibilities that need to change. But you don't gotta, once again, like shit on the people that were with you and like, maybe helps you get into a position like that just because you changed titles.
Yeah, I get that. I know with you being a manager, like you've experienced, like once you get managerial duties, it's different.
Yeah, I'll defend people. And even more so, like an example is even as a manager, having somebody that was under, maybe I'm like a couple levels, like above something, and I see somebody that's one level and then go up another one, and then the like interactions can change. Some of that is like by design, it's got to change.
Right. Yeah. I get that,
just responsibility levels. But there is a lot of it that you can try to keep the same, and you just because you're friends with somebody as a peer and now you're their like superior doesn't mean that you have to like shit on them now. Like that's sucky.
And I think the biggest thing with this one before we move on to the next one, just retaining your core personality.
Yeah. Yep.
Like don't let the success change you. If you have different responsibilities, that's obviously a different conversation.
Sure.
But like, because you have to do different things. But if you have to be, I want to advise people to just kind of be the same person no matter what kind of success or failures you receive. Like, keep your core self. Like change and evolve as you need to, but don't come across as arrogant in that process, because that's not someone people like to be around long term.
I'm glad you included failures in that too. But the best point that I think you made that I really like is just be somebody that people would want to be around and hang out with. Like if you're always pumping yourself up, or even if you're always beating yourself up, like it's almost like you think that your problems or your successes are more important than other people's, and it's like nobody wants to hang around with that.
No, like be open to evolving, of course. Like don't be the same person forever necessarily, but be like you said, someone that other people want to be around. That's what I try to strive to be, and that's just like what I like to tell people as well, to advise them rather.
Yeah.
Everyone can live their life their own way, but it's just something I like to see from people myself.
Sure, dude, I agree.